Hello children, hope everyone is fine and I welcome you all for this science class. And in the last class, you all enjoyed in the online class which was taken by our principal sir. Is it not? I hope you all understand the points what sir explained. Anyhow, due to this pandemic situation, we are not able to continue that online class, and I am very happy to meet you all in this video class. Let us pray to God that this situation come to an end very soon and we shall all meet in the school again. Now, in the last class, sir generally taught you about plants. Shall we recall once again? As you all understand very well, let us recall the points once again and we will enter into today's class. Okay. In between, you don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water often. You have to follow the safety measures of the COVID-19 and be safe at home. Okay. And in the last class, sir explained about the plants. And you all know that plants belongs to living things. Is it not? Plant belongs to living things. How can you say that it is a living thing? Like us, plants also grow. They reproduce. They take water. They prepare their own food. They also move. You may think how the plants are moving. Then how the plants spread to all places? Through their seeds. It moves from one place to another. That is why we could see all types of plants in all places. If it doesn't move, then how will it be possible to see all the plants in all the places? So, like human beings, plants are also, not only human beings, animals, plants also grow. They take water and minerals from the soil. They prepare their own food. They produce their young saplings. Is it not? And also they move, they scatter from place to place through their seeds. So it comes under the living things. And in plants, from lower classes you would have studied about the plants. The main parts are root, stem, leaf, like that. So generally, the plants are divided into two parts. And also, the plants are very important for our life. How it is connected with our life? Without plants, we cannot imagine our life. It is impossible. In what way? We depend on plants for our food. For food, we depend on plants. Then, we get oxygen. While we breathe, what gas we take in? Oxygen. That oxygen from where we get? Only from the plants. During photosynthesis process, in the daytime, the plants give out oxygen, which we breathe in. Without that, the life is not possible. Is it not? Even without food and water, we can live for some days. But without oxygen, without air, we cannot live even for a few minutes. So we get that oxygen from plants. It brings rainfall. It brings rainfall. Plants only help us to get food to get oxygen, and also it brings rainfall. Nowadays, the temperature increases day by day. We feel so hot because we cut down more trees. That is why we feel so hot. The temperature of the earth increases. And the rainfall level also decreases as we cut down more trees. Because of that only, all these reduces. So, without food, without oxygen, without rainfall, no water is available. So, without all these three, life is impossible. That is why life plays an important role in our life. Understand? Then, we have to plant more trees. Next one. Plants generally have what? I said, let us draw a small plant like this. And if this is the branches, and it will produce some flowers, then it will produce some fruits also, is it not? And these are the roots. Now, this leaf, this stem and root, these three parts, leaf, stem, root, what are they called as? They are called as vegetative part. Vegetative part of a plant. In what way these parts help the plant? The leaf helps in preparing the food. Prepares food only with the help of leaves. Stem, it only gives mechanical support. Everything sir explained in the last class. Hope you all remember all those points. So the stem gives the mechanical support. It helps the plant to stand erect. If the stem is not stiff or erect, the plant cannot stand straight. Is it not? It will fall down. So it only gives the mechanical support for us. How we are able to stand straight? Because of the bones. In the same way, for the plants, the stem acts as the mechanical support for the plants. Then in case of root, they absorbs water and mineral. Absorbs water and minerals. From where do these roots absorb water and minerals? From the soil. From the soil, the root absorbs water and minerals. So, these three parts, what are they? Leaf, stem and root. These three are called vegetative part of the plant. Understand? And these three does not take part in producing the new plants. Just they help them for their growth. Vegetative part help the plants for their growth alone. It doesn't help in producing new plants. So these three parts are called as vegetative parts. Then what about this flower and fruit? This is the flower and this is the fruit. And these two parts, flowers and fruit, they are called as reproductive part. Reproductive part. That means they help in producing the new plants. They help in producing the new plants. That is why these two parts, that is the flower and the fruit, they are called as reproductive part of a plant. Simple example. Now in the summer, last month in the April, you could see a neem tree in all the places. Neem tree means what? Vepamaram. Yeah, generally you could see easily in all the places. That tree, it produces numerous flowers, many flowers. The tree itself will be covered with the white flowers. And this month, in this May month, all those flowers will change into fruit. I think all of you know that yellow color fruit, neem fruit, vepampalam. Vepampu, white color, and vepampalam you could see in yellow color. So the fruits, they changed into the flowers, they changed into fruits. Generally, all the fruits, inside that what will be there? Seeds. So the fruit produces seeds. So without flower, fruits cannot be produced. Without fruit, seed will not be there. So only if you sow a seed, a new plant can germinate, can grow. And as these three are involved, what are they? Flowers, fruit and seed. As these three are involved in producing the new plant, these three parts are called as reproductive part of a plant. Is it not? So up to this, Sir taught you in the last class. Hope you all remember all those points. Next. And nowadays, you may have some doubt. So nowadays you could get that seedless fruits, seedless dates, seedless grapes, seedless pomegranate, like that. That and all, some other variety, hybrid varieties. We, human beings are developing such fruits. But naturally, all the fruits will have the seeds. Understand? So up to this, Sir explained to you, and I hope every one of you understand, and we recalled this all those points. Now, next one. Now we shall enter into the first chapter. Now, in your science book, what is the first chapter? Reproduction in plants. What is the first chapter? Reproduction in plants. Chapter 1. Reproduction. R-E-P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-O-N. Reproduction in plants. Now we are going to see this reproduction. First chapter. What is reproduction? I said plants also reproduce. Reproduce means what? Producing new plants. In plants, generally what is reproduction? Process of giving birth to young ones. Generally, reproduction means process of giving birth or producing. Any one you may write, any word you may use. Giving birth to young ones of its own kind. Of its own kind. So that is called as reproduction. Reproduction is the process of giving birth to young ones of its own kind. What is this own kind? Now, you all know the young ones of animals. Cow gives birth to calf. Dog gives birth to a pup. Cat gives birth to a kitten. Will a dog give birth to a kitten? Never. Dog give birth to a pup. Is it not? So, in the same way, we human beings will give birth to a baby. We will not give birth to an animal. So, all the living beings, including plants, they give birth to the young ones of its own kind. Their own species, their own kind only they will produce. So that process of giving birth to young ones of its own kind is called reproduction. In the same way, plants also reproduce with the help of their reproductive parts. What are their reproductive parts? Now only we saw. What are they? Flowers, fruits and seeds. So all the flowering plants which produces the flower. That flower will change into what? Fruit. Is it not? So inside the fruit, seeds will be there. So flowers will produce fruits. Then inside the fruits, what will be there? Seeds. With the help of these seeds only, the plants will produce its young one or the new saplings. They can produce the new plant. Now, regarding the seeds inside a fruit, there may be any number of seeds. Some fruits have only one seed. Some fruits have many seeds. Some have few seeds, like that. The seeds vary in number in different fruits. This is one method. So, in plants, this reproduction, there are three methods. What are they? One is from seeds, one method. Then, second one from spores. Spore is nothing but a small rounded structure present under the leaf, and that you will study in this lesson itself or later in the next class, like that. Okay. So from spores. Then another one, they reproduce through some other vegetative parts. What are the vegetative parts? Stem, leaf and roots. Now only we saw what are those reproductive part and vegetative part. Now the reproduction is of three methods in plants. They are from seeds, from spores and from vegetative parts. What are these vegetative parts? It may be either stem or root, or through leaves also the plants may reproduce. So through these three methods only the plants reproduce its own kind. Now let us see one by one how the plants reproduce by various methods. Okay. First one, let us see reproduction from seeds. Reproduction from seeds. So, all the plants produce flowers and it turns into fruit, and they have the seeds. That seeds vary in number. Now, generally, you know how the seeds will germinate. From the lower classes, you would have teachers would have given assignment how the plants germinate in a language subject or in science subject. You would have done that germination of seeds. If you soak the seeds in water for one night, and if you sow that in soil in a pot, it will germinate. So the seeds, they need air, water, soil and sunlight for their growth, for germination. Okay, that means germination means what? Development of a new sapling from the seeds. Now, for that germination, the seeds need enough air, then water, soil and sunlight. From the air, the plants will take carbon dioxide and they absorb water from the soil. So for that they need soil. Then from the sunlight they get the warmth for their growth. They need a particular temperature for their growth. If it is so cold, it won't develop. If it is so hot, it won't develop. A medium temperature should be maintained. So that temperature they get from the sunlight. So all these factors, these are called factors needed for the growth of a seed. What are those 4 factors? Air, water, soil and sunlight. Without these 4 factors, a seed couldn't germinate. All these factors are very important for their growth. Now, before how it grows, let us know about the structure of a seed. Let us know how these seed appears. Structure of a seed. Now, for you, to show you, I have soaked some seeds which are available easily in our home itself. I soaked that for one night and I brought you. Okay. Before that, I'll show you. Before that, I want to show you some the parts of the seed. Okay. I think now you could see this picture clearly. Is it seen clearly? Can you see the parts marked here? Are you able to read? Hope you all could see. Now, this is the structure of a seed. That is one seed. So this is one seed. And this seed has a seed coat. What is this? Seed coat. It has outer covering. This is a seed coat. And this is the scar. Can you see this small white portion? Can you differentiate the color here? Can you see this white color? So this is called scar. S-C-A-R. And below that, can you see that pink color? A dot-like structure. Can you differentiate? Here. This is the hole. Now, I think you could see clearly. Outer protective covering or the seed coat in orange color. White color portion called scar. S-C-A-R. Then hole. A small dot-like structure. So this is the structure of a seed. Now, I will show you. What is this? White, you will say a sundal. Is it not? White sundal. Cereal. It is a cereal. What we use in our home. And I soaked this for one night. Now this seed absorbs water and it has become smooth. Generally the seeds will be hard and tough. You can't press it. But now it was soaked in water and it has become smooth. Now I can peel the skin of this very easily because I have soaked that. This and all, you know that cooked cereal, you could remove that skin easily. So, see, are you able to see? I have peeled it, that outer covering. See, so this inside that only the seed is present. This is the outer covering of a seed called seed coat. Now the seed is without the seed coat. I have peeled all the seed coat. Now this is without the seed coat. So all the seeds have outer protective covering which will be hard and tough so that the seeds will not get damaged even if it fall down. Understand? So all the seeds will have an outer protective covering called seed coat. Next, I showed in the diagram the scar. First, I showed you the seed coat. Next, I showed you that white color portion called scar. Scar means what? Generally, if you fall down, you will get a scratch. You will get the wound. And after some time, you get well. In that area, differentiated, the skin will be differentiated from other parts. It will have dark thickening like that. So that we will call a scar. Thalumbu. Is it not? Tamil என்னன்னு சொல்வீங்க புண்ணாச்சுனா அது சரியானதுக்கு அப்புறமா தழும்பு ஃபார்ம் ஆயிடும். So that is called as scar. And now this scar in the seed there is a small white portion and that is called as scar. Now I have that bean seed, black color bean seed. In that you could see that scar clearly, that white color scar clearly. But it will be very small. In your home itself, you can soak this bean seed in your home and you could easily you can see this. See, in black color, this white color could be differentiated easily. White color region, white color part. That small white color portion is called scar. Green gram, I think you know. Pasipayir, which your mom will make a sundal. In that seed, if you could see very clearly that white color scar. So all the seeds, even in this sundal also, the scar will be there, but as it is white in color, you couldn't see. You couldn't differentiate. In this light black color is there. Okay. But in a black color seed, you could see very clearly that white portion. That is why I soaked that one. See, in this you could see very clearly white color scar. Are you able to see? Okay, in your home itself you could see. Next, that scar, from that only the new plants will germinate. Now I will draw here. A seed will have an outer protective covering called seed coat, and they will have a differentiated region, small portion called scar. From the scar only, the new saplings will arise and the new roots will arise. Okay, now you understand, I think. Next one, below this, you could see a small hole. The next part is in the seed. seed coat outer covering, a small white portion scar, and below that a small hole, pink region. You can see, is it not? Now this you can see in this white sundal very clearly, that hole. Can you see a hole? Here at the top. A small hole. Hole means you should not think. ஒரு பெரிய ஓட்டை இருக்கும். You should not think. A hole-like structure. If you see means you could see clearly. It will be seen very clearly in this serial. Okay. This and all will be available in your home itself. This bean seed, then sundal, then groundnut. The groundnut also you could see. That the scar, hole, everything you could see. When you see closer, you could differentiate. Understand? And you could see, remove that peels and all, that seed coat and all you could remove in groundnut. See, that brown color groundnut, I have peeled that outer seed coat. Now it has turned into white seed. Everyone know all these things. So this is the structure of a seed. That is, it will have an outer covering called seed coat and a small region called scar through which the saplings will come out, and below that scar a small hole will be present. Through that hole only that air will get exchanged. Oxygen will go inside, come out, and carbon dioxide will get inside the seed, and also the water molecules, water also will enter into the seed through this hole. So these are the three main parts of a seed. Hope you all understand. Now, in the seeds, two types are there. That is monocot and dicot. Monocot and dicot. So now we see the structure of the seeds, is it not? This seed itself is of two types, that is monocot and dicot. And we saw the parts of the seed, that is the seed coat, scar, and the hole, is it not? In this, if you remove that seed coat, that is outer protective layer, you can divide the single seed into two equal parts. You can divide the single seed, you can divide into two equal parts. Such seeds are called dicot seeds. Example, now I showed you know that groundnut, peas, cereals or dolls, like that. Generally you cannot say that peas, beans seed I should know. That beans, that and all are the examples for dicot seeds. That means the single seed can be equally divided into two parts. So these two parts are called cotyledons. Now you can see here. This is the structure of a seed, and this single seed can be, if you remove that outer protective covering, there is a two seed leaves. These two are called seed leaves or the cotyledons. cotyledons. These two are called as seed leaves or the cotyledons. Understand? Inside the seed, inside this seed coat, there are two seed leaves, or they are called as cotyledons, and these cotyledons are attached in a point from where the new saplings will develop. That is, these seed leaves are nothing but the reserved food. They have that food for the developing embryo. Inside this only, this new saplings arise, no? That is called as embryo. It will be present inside the seed. here it will be present, and for this developing embryo, these cotyledons have that food, stored food. They provide the food for the growing embryo. And this embryo, they develop into two parts. In the upper part, it develops as a plumule, Plumule, plumule. Can you see here? Here there's a green color structure, that is the embryo develops in the upper portion as plumule. It develops as the stem part or the shoot. And the lower portion of the embryo is called as radicle, R-A-D-I-C-L-E, radicle or root. Okay, so inside the protective covering, the seed has two cotyledons or the seed leaves. Inside the, if you divide that dicot seeds, example groundnut, peas, beans and all, after soaking, you can easily divide that into two, and those two regions are called as cotyledons or seed leaves, or it is also called as seed leaves. Inside this only the embryo, that growing new saplings, the young one of the plant will be there, and it is called as embryo, and this embryo develops in the upper portion as plumule. It develops and produces new seeds and all, and this upper portion is called plumule, and down the seed cotyledons, it develops its roots called as radicle. Okay, so the seed which have two cotyledons are called as dicot seeds, and those seeds which cannot be divided into two, they do not have two cotyledons, they have only one cotyledon, such seeds are called monocot seeds. Example, rice, wheat and all. What we are cooking for our food, that rice you have seen, is it not? Even after soaking, you cannot divide that into two. That's rice cannot be divided equally into two. Such seeds which cannot be divided into two seed leaves are called as monocotyledon. For example, this is a monocot, and this can be divided into two seed leaves, and it is called as dicot seeds. And this only develops into, germinates into the new saplings. So up to this, are you clear? Today we recalled the last class points, and we saw today about the structure of a seed. It has the outer protective covering, a small white portion called a scar, and a hole, and also seed leaves or the cotyledons. The seed coat gives the protective covering of a seed, and it protects the seeds from the unfavorable conditions. And only if all the seeds gets enough air, water and warmth, they will germinate into a new plant. Is it not? Then that scar, through that only the new saplings will arise. Then through that hole, what is present in the seed, only the air and water will enter. The seed absorbs the water from the soil and the air from the atmosphere. From the sunlight, they get the warmth to germinate. And this seed is of two types, monocot and dicot. The example for dicot is groundnut, peas, beans and all. And monocot is rice and wheat. So hope you all understand. Even for better understanding, in your home you can take whatever cereals or that pulses are available. You can soak it and you can divide that cotyledons and you can understand better. Okay, children, I hope you all understand, and along with this I will send you the worksheet. You all please put a separate notebook for worksheet and write the date, heading properly, and write neatly with the question in black and answer in white blue color. Understand? And in between each and every question, draw lines using scale and pencil neatly. Then and there you finish the work. You have to submit in the next month, I think. So don't put any work in pending. Complete all the work in time, and all of you stay home and stay safe. Thank you, children.